The scale only moved zero point 0.6 pounds this week. 0.6 of a pound. But I ran to the car. I skipped the cake that was sitting in front of me. I lifted weights like someone who believes that I'm strong. And for the first time in years, I started a skincare routine at night. This journey is changing more than just my body. It's changing how I see myself. Hi, my name is Lynn. I am 56 years old. I'm a wife and mother of 2 high schoolers. I've been on Zepbound 2.5 milligrams since August 4th, 2025. This is week 28 update. I do a weekly update every Wednesday. I also do a motivational video, which is shorter, on Mondays and Fridays, and miscellaneous videos on Tuesday. Some are informative, and most recently, there's a lot of behind the scenes before I started taking the medicine. Let's talk about week 28. Last week, week 27, I weighed 194.4 pounds. This current week, week 28, I weighed in at 193.8 pounds, a total loss of 0.6 pounds. Here are my daily weigh-ins for last week. Not dramatic, not a huge drop, but steady, and steady is sustainable. For movement and strength this week, I lifted weights. I did a body weight exercise video for my Beyond the Scale Friday video. I'll link it below. I also stayed consistent. Here's a picture of my workouts that I did for the week. Again, I'm not doing the 3 walks every day like I planned, but most days are 2, at least 2. And I also did get a lot of strength training in, and it was just different because obviously we were home and I was cooking, and it was my daughter's birthday. Also, they were off of school on Friday. The strength piece is becoming part of my identity now. Here's the part I love. I jogged to the car more than once. Not because I had to, not because someone was watching me, but because my body can now. That is transformation. In last week's video, I said I was making meals at home, cooking for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and promised you that I would show you pictures. So here are the pictures. Monday, we had tacos. So I had 2 tacos. I filled mostly with meat with some cheese and a little bit of the mild sauce. And I just had 2 tacos, and that was it. I was full. I used to have 3. I used to take some of the shells and break them up and put them on a plate, and then put the shredded cheese on there and microwave it and have nachos. But I don't do that anymore. On Tuesday, I made chicken Kiev with beef flavored rice, and my kids love that. So I had 1 chicken Kiev portion here, and then a little bit of rice. So I think it was like 2 small spoonfuls. They had 1 chicken Kiev with a whole half of the plate was filled with rice. I did go back for another half of chicken Kiev. I split with my daughter because I was still a little hungry. So I got the protein in. And that was all I ate the rest of the night. I used to have 2 or 3 pieces of chicken Kiev, and then also half of the plate would be filled with rice. And then I would go back for even more rice. On Wednesday, we had cheeseburger hamburger helper, which is one of my daughter's favorites. And this, I apologize, is the leftovers. I forgot to get a picture of my actual plate. But my actual plate was only about 2 big spoonfuls full, which took out maybe like the middle of the plate. And my kids had like the whole entire plate full. My husband had the whole plate full. And then they all went back for seconds, and I only had my 2 scoops. And that's all I had for dinner on Wednesday night. I didn't overeat. I didn't restrict myself. I just ate differently than I used to. Here's the real life moment. My daughter had birthday cake on her birthday, and we sang to her and everything, and she started cutting it up and asked if I wanted any, and I said no thank you, and I didn't even want it. And and I don't feel the guilt anymore when people say, oh, do you want to try this? Oh, come on, you can try it. Oh, do you want some? And I say no thank you, and that's it. I used to feel guilty before the medicine. I would still take it. I'd be like, all right, I'll try it, but I don't feel that anymore. So that's great, and that's a big win too. That's power. That's food freedom showing up. Here's my non-scale victory of the week. This one is big. Previously, before I started my GLP-1 journey, I would get ready for bed, like change and get ready for bed, but just go right to bed and not do anything with my face. I would brush my teeth, but that's it. Since I started GLP-1 in my journey, a few months in, I started this about a month ago or so 4 or 5 months in, I started a nighttime skincare routine. I never had that before. I would go to bed just with whatever I had on, and now I actually take the time to clean my face and to moisturize it. I'm finding that it's helping my skin so much, and it's extra care that I'm giving myself. It's all about self-worth, and I'm enjoying it. When I was heavier, I didn't even care. I didn't care that I went to sleep with some makeup on. I didn't care that I wasn't getting moisturized. But now I do. Mindset this week was not flashy. It was a becoming week. I am becoming stronger. I'm becoming more disciplined. I'm becoming more confident, and I'm becoming more intentional. The woman jogging to the car, the woman lifting weights, the woman skipping cake, and the woman moisturizing before bed. This is the new baseline for me. If your scale didn't move much this week, but your habits did, then you're winning. Slow loss, strong habits, growing confidence. Week 28 is done, and I'm still going. I'm not taking my foot off the pedal. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and follow along from the rest of my journey. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.